Hey, when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic, I think we're really talking about two different experiences in America. One in which you're playing defense, where you're sheltering in place and you're wearing personal protective equipment. The other is when you're actually playing offense, when you're actually in a coronavirus hotspot and you're fighting coronavirus just to keep people alive. Now, how many of us would take it upon ourselves to go from defense to offense? Well, meet my friend Ray Gutierrez. He's a dialysis nurse from San Antonio who volunteered to help out in the Northeast. And today, we're going to be interviewing him. What's up, San Antonio and world? I'm Dr. Qasim Butt, and I'm a kidney doctor, and I'm here to break down health in a simple way. Now, do me a favor, hit up that like and share button. It'll really help me out. Now, today is a very special episode for me because today I'm actually doing my first interview, and it's of one of my friends who's actually a dialysis nurse here from San Antonio, but he's volunteered to go to one of the hot spots in the country in the Northeast. And so we're gonna talk about his experiences at this point. So here, I want to welcome y'all to Ray Gutierrez. What's up, homie? How you doing?
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. How's life out there? How you been? You got the day off today?
Yeah, I got my day off. Worked 5 straight and finally get a day off. So just get to enjoy Boston. Well, not really Boston, the hotel that I'm staying at, but not really Boston.
They put you in the Marriott, right?
Yeah. I got some good accommodations here in the Marriott. So doing good. Life is good.
That's good, man. That's good. So why don't you tell everyone here about yourself, who you are, what you do, all that kind of stuff.
Sure. My name is Ray Gutierrez. I've been doing dialysis for about 15 years now. I started as a technician in 2005 and got my LVN license in 2008. That's when I started working in the acutes, and I've been working in the acutes ever since. And then got my RN in 2015, and then my BSN after. Yeah. So I've been doing dialysis for a while. I love the field. It's a great field. I'm always learning, and it's not just in being kidneys, and it involves everything, every part of the body. So I really like
and I remember we met in 2010 when you were actually just an LVN, not just an LVN, but you were an LVN. And I remember it was so fun because you're always that dude we can do inappropriate jokes with, so.
Exactly.
So it's always nice to hang out. And I realize we haven't even hung out for a while, but I'm so glad to see you today. Now you volunteered to go to Boston. Now you actually volunteered to go to New York, right? So how that all come about?
So my company, they asked me if I wanted to go to New York at first, and at first I said, well, wherever the help is needed, wherever the hotspot is, and then at the last minute they changed it to Boston because they said that's where the new hotspot was, and that's where the most need for help was going to be. So I told them I was down to go to Boston, and here I am. I've been here since April 15th, and I'll be leaving May 15th, so just 1 month.
Oh, you're doing a solid month there. So like, why'd you volunteer? Just curious, why'd you step up and volunteer like that?
So back in San Antonio, I worked at Christus Santa Rosa Medical Center, and that was a dedicated home COVID hospital. We only had a few patients at the time, but I was already taking care of positive COVID patients. So I quarantined myself away from my family because I was already taking care of positive patients. And I'd been a couple of weeks, and I told my wife, I have this opportunity to go help out in Boston, and I'm already quarantined from you. I might as well go and, go help in Boston, maybe make a little extra money while I'm at it, but go see what the COVID patients here are, since they have more, and maybe I can take that information and bring it back to San Antonio and help the patients here if it gets worse.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so essentially your wife kicked you out. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. The wife kicked me out, and I said, well, I might as well go to Boston.
So what are the hospitals like? That's good. Because I don't know if a lot of people know, but in San Antonio, like, it's not that bad. We don't have as many COVID patients. Our hospitals are not overwhelmed. A lot of our hospital load is a lot less for nurses and doctors. But you're obviously in a hotspot. So what's the hospital situation like? Do you feel overwhelmed at this point, or?
So I'm at Carney Hospital, which is actually a dedicated COVID hospital. So everybody there are positive patients. They're confirmed positive. So every admittance that we get, they're already confirmed positive. We don't get any patients that are PUIs or anything. So all those patients, I haven't done a negative patient yet. So all of them are coming in positive for me. And
Wow.
most
Are
of
you
the
working
patients
like
that I'm
12-hour
doing,
shifts now or what, man? Are you working like 12-hour
yeah,
shifts?
the normal is about 12-hour shifts. Sometimes I work more if need be, but most of the time it's 12-hour shift. I just finished my 2 weeks and worked about 125 hours.
Wow, wow, wow. And so when you're working those 12-hour shifts, you're probably dialyzing in a 4-hour session. You're mostly doing conventional dialysis, right, on these people?
Yeah, conventional dialysis. CVVHD doesn't work on these patients because of the coagulation issues that we've been having.
Hmm.
So mainly we've been just doing daily dialysis on these patients, and even then we're seeing good results. Some of these patients, their creatinine actually goes up.
Hmm.
So daily dialysis is a must for all these patients, and 3 to 4 hours
Wow.
is definitely the regular prescription.
And just so the people out there, they know that conventional dialysis is typically 4 hours a day. Typically, it's 3 times a week. So you're saying, and the other type is CVVH or CRT, which is continuous, which is a 24-hour gentle cycle. You're saying they don't do well on that modality. Is that right?
Yeah, they don't do well in that modality, and the reason being is because they're clotting so much on the dialysis machine
Yeah.
that being on it for so long, we'd have to change the circuit and change the just change the circuit every single couple of hours. So that
Yeah.
makes it hard on us and the patients. They're not really getting the good quality dialysis that they need.
Yeah, and for the people out there, from what I've read, 5 to 10% of people that have COVID-19 actually develop acute kidney injury, and another small percentage of those actually wind up on dialysis. Now, those are typically the sicker of the patients, right? So your patients are probably intubated in the ICU kind of scenario. Is that correct, or?
Yes, yeah. So mainly my home, since I've been here at Carnegie Hospital, has been the ICU. I've been really familiar with all the nurses there in the past couple of weeks since I worked there.
Yeah.
And all these patients that are coming in are acute kidney failure patients. So they get a temporary line in, and we start dialysis right away. Some of them respond really well. I actually have had a few go out of the ICU and go to a regular floor off the ventilator. And
Yeah.
some of them, it's just trying to keep them alive until their family can hear from them or see them.
Yeah, and for the people out there, just so you know, these COVID patients, the really sick ones, they get very inflammatory. The body gets very inflamed, and they go into something we call a cytokine storm. And oftentimes their bodies get what we call hypercoagulable, which means they clot really easily. So when Ray here is taking out the blood of these patients and putting on a dialysis machine, it's just clotting on him. And so what you told me you were doing was like a heparin drip, right? Which is like an anticoagulant continuously. Is that what you're doing, or?
Yeah, pretty much. So definitely giving more heparin, which is an anticoagulant, more than normal on a normal
Yeah.
treatment, just to get through the treatment, just to get the clearances that they need and get the fluid removal that they need. So it's kind of a tricky situation because most dialysis patients stop urinating, so we remove a lot more fluid. But these are, like you said, acute kidney failure patients, so we need to be careful and not remove too much fluid because we do want their kidneys to recover.
Yeah.
So that's just a kind of a balancing act that we have to deal with on these patients as well.
That's crazy, man. And just curious, you're seeing the sickest of the sick at this point. So when you see these people, are these people what is the kind of type that they are? Are they young and healthy, middle-aged, older, comorbidities? What are you seeing, man?
So 99% of the patients that I'm seeing have comorbidities, diabetes, hypertension, pulmonary issues. So most of them that I'm seeing are having some comorbidities. There's only been one patient that I've done, mid 40s, that he did not have any other comorbidities. No prior surgeries, no diabetes or hypertension. He just caught it, and I think in his case, he probably waited a little too long before he came to the hospital, and that's when I ran into some issues. But I'm glad to report that he's actually doing really well. He's off the
Oh, that's
ventilator,
awesome.
so he should be getting out of there pretty soon.
That's awesome. No, and that's the danger we have here, especially in San Antonio. We have such an obesity epidemic here, and people don't realize that in itself, is a comorbidity and can result in worse outcomes for a lot of people. So as far as you, man, so how you been holding up, like family and all that kind of stuff? Like, you got $2, $3.
I have 3 daughters. I have a
Just like
lovely
me,
wife.
man. You can't make a boy
Yeah,
either, huh? You can't
I
make a
can't
boy
make a
either.
boy either. I don't know how. Let me know if you find out.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I have a lovely wife at home, and she's holding it down with 3 little girls, and it's been rough. I haven't seen them since March 29th.
Well, anyway, man, I really appreciate you doing this with me. I really want you to stay safe. And when you get back here, we're going out to lunch
Yeah.
after 14 days, right? After 14 days,
Yes.
right?
Yes. 14 days. Yeah.
Hey guys, if you found this video helpful, please like and share it. And if you got something to say, you got questions or comments for Ray, please leave them in the comment section below. And remember,
It's your kidneys, your health.
you got it, man.